After I opened up for Trey Songz and I was standing behind the stage and I was just watching him perform. And I'm just taking notes. I'm like, he's a really good performer. I'm just like, And his manager seen me standing there. And his manager was like, hey, he kept saying, what's up? I didn't know it was his manager. He's like, oh yeah, like what you doing here? I was like, oh yeah, I just opened, but I want to talk to Trey. He's like, I don't know, man. I see what I can do. And I ended up waiting like 2 hours, almost 3 hours. Yeah, I was like chasing. It was crazy. I was chasing this man, like for real. Like he came in an SUV. He parked behind the stage because this was like an outside concert. And I'm like, all right, bet. They start moving the SUV. I'm like, oh my God, like, hold on, maybe I gotta go on this side. I'm like, I'm looking at the manager. I'm standing on the side of the stage. You know, Trey, he's like, yeah, I just want to thank y'all for coming. He's saying goodbye to the crowd and everything. And I'm looking at the manager. I'm like, hey, don't forget about me. I'm like, hey, yo, hey, remember me, right? Yeah, like you remember? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm like, well, what's like, y'all finna leave? Like, what's going on? He's like, we going over there by the blue things, I'm like, what blue things? He's like, we just going over there. So man, I take off. I'm running over there. Like, I'm like, he finally leaving the SUV. I'm like, what blue things or whatever. I jumped the gate. I jumped like this little gate thing because they wanted you to go around. I was just like, nah, man, I'm not going around. And he pulled up, and then the security was there, and it was like it was in the cut, and I'm just like, I'm waiting in the cut already. I'm knowing he's gonna come down. Yeah. He come down. I see the manager. I'm like, hey, don't forget about me. Hey, remember? I'm just making sure he know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
like him again?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then like the security, he's like, all right, it's so much going on. You know, the manager's he's trying to get Trey Songz his food. You know, his girls is there. You know, like the security, they moving all the equipment. And I guess one of the security guards come out. And like he's like, nah, yeah, we need everybody to go upstairs. And like I see the manager, and I'm like, nah. He said I'm good. Nah, I'm good. I was like, nah, he said I'm good. And I'm like, boom. I ended up going up, and then I was like, you know what? Because I ended up having to leave, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait here. Like I'm gonna wait. I almost fell asleep, and I was just sitting outside, and the manager came looking. He came looking for me. I was like, oh, he didn't forget about me. He's like, come on. So then I met Trey Songz. I dabbed him up, and then that was a really cool experience for me. And then he was just giving me like advice. It was like he's a pretty cool guy. Like he cool. And then even his manager, after I was chopping up with the manager, he was like, man, you could do this. Like, you know, we just from VA. And then like, yeah, that was